Alright, I apologize for the small issue. See if this is ringing correctly now, because I did have it wrong a second ago. Just check in. Yeah, it looks better. Alright, cool. Again, my apologies for the squishy people. Alright. I'll talk to you. Assuming there is nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. Are you ready?
Keep
Yes.
your wits about
Yes,
you.
I am.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count. Damn, spotted.
Oh, I was supposed to sneak. Oh, this isn't good. I'm gonna die. Alright. So it's a sneaking mission. Oh man, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Put it on very easy too, just so I can get through it. Don't judge me. I'll skip all these cutscenes. Thank you, baby. Alright. Well, let's review again. Alright. In the coming battle, you will fight as Thancred. You have two objectives. Place explosives on the Imperial Magitech. Deactivate the frontline Magitech units via the control terminal. If the guards detect you and pursue you, enemy forces will become more aware of the threat you pose, as indicated by the threat awareness gauge. The gauge will gradually fill until you defeat all the alerted enemies. If the gauge is completely filled, the guards will call for reinforcements and the mission will end in failure. Use swift deception to avoid detection as you go about completing your objectives. Alright, I guess we'll
Keep
do
your
it.
wits about you. It's time.
Swift deception.
We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Where? Oh, that sucks.
7 hells.
So it doesn't last forever. Where's the little... Oh. Oh god.
Damn, spotted.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm in so much trouble. Do I have not potions? Okay. My health back up yet? Nope. Hide and send word. How do I send word?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control. Should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point. Must be losing my touch.
How come that didn't work? Oh no. There's no way. Ugh.
Damn, spotted.
Shit. Damn it. I'm dead.
No, not yet.
Come on.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count. Damn, spotted.
All right.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
How in the hell? Dude.
7 hells.
I'll take that. Nice. That's a third time's the charm. Ugh.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
Ah!
What news from our comrades?
Hit my knee.
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
What is that? Oh. A few moments later, at the rear is Ilzabard, some contingent.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but... Wait! Something's coming!
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
But I have, like, no armor.
Fighters! Protect the others! A brief respite, but stay alert. Keep the carriages safe.
I'm not supposed to fight any of these other guys? No, I'm just supposed to stay here. Alright. I can do that.
What impeccable timing! Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here! A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
Well, now someone spells it out for me.
the only ones still struggling? Time we put our backs into it then. I've been itching for a good scrap.
Oh shit.
You lot alright back there? We're fine, and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
That's Vigilia! Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
I was wondering when you'd turn up. There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
We have them now! Forward!
Oh.
Right! Let them have it!
As a raging bull!
That's her. Virgilia.
Do not fall behind!
I was already in one.
Is everyone all right?
Kneel or die! Tremble before the sun!
May your
This thing's got my timings all off. Well, alright. That just ended.
A worthy adversary! Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
Sadu Hatun.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan? Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi, after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed, bitterly so.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
Is that what we're going to call it, as broken glass? Get back. Get back. You foul demon. Camp Broken Glass. There. Looks like I'm still dressed up for the cold. Alright, let's do this. Actually, I'll be right back. Need to get me some more water. And we're live. Let's do this. In spite of obstacles we've faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp is made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Yestola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Halize and I will meet you there. Yestola. A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over there once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with the palpable aura of malevolence. Oh my god, I cannot talk. 'Tis this monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. You'll be pleased to know most of the tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one can expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were all tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting? I will take my way there. There's no fireplace and you got the doors wide open. You're really not thinking about the heating in here. Come on, guys. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxie of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinists will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rime. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields. I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
All right. Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tadaru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank her when we meet next time. It makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them in quickly. Emmanuel is, as usual, milling about aimlessly. What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like rather a tall order. Since you ask, where to scour the Eblan Rime for survivors? What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You'd take forever to finish the job without the benefits of my expertise, or, more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends. I know just the spot to begin our search. Sorry, I can be a little awkward when I'm reading because I'm used to reading to my kids, and so I usually try to get into character. So I try not to do that while I'm streaming, but if I do, just enjoy the show. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. I need to go far? Yeah. Wrong button. Eblan. Oh. I spy with my little telescope. A massive sheep thing, or maybe it's a cow. Now that we are after ether, either way, is that an ether current? Oh no, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow. But lo, what do I see over there? I can't read out loud quick enough. There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints if we hurry. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. Wait, should I have the coat on still? The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful. Thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. Dun, dun, dun. Wish there was a way to lock this so I could just see the whole map. There. Wait, that's not where I'm going. Thought it was one of those little, markers. What is that? That's an overgrown rose. It's like a Malabarl ate a bunch of them and mutated into... I wouldn't call it a rose. Hey, there it is. Found it. They lead off in this direction. A trail of fresh footprints lead east. These footprints appear to be the same as those you saw previously, and they lead toward the buildings. I don't know why I just did that. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around her. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? Well... The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It would be safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. So I gotta sneak up on her again. Ugh! I doubt it'll be that difficult. Oh, the objective will end at failure. Ah, see? I gotta sneak up on her. Dang it. photos of that. That looked kind of cool. I mean, why can't I just catch her? Is someone there? I must be imagining things. Run! Whoop! Better catch my breath. If those beasts spot me, I'm done for. I hope my luck holds. Go have to keep going. They're all depending on me. Oh, I'm gonna get seen by that thing. Okay, no, I'm not. That thing sounds gross too. Oh no. Just a little further. Dang it. That's what I get for not paying attention. Do I have to go all the way back? God dang it. Do this again. So far, so good. Can I stay in this? Can she see me? Whoop. Whoop. Is someone there? I must be imagining things. Better catch my breath. If those bees spot me, I'm done for. I hope my luck holds. Gotta keep going. They're all depending on me. Sprint. Just a little farther. That's it. Final spurt. Yeesh. The girl in green. Phew, still in one piece. Gotcha. That would be funny to haul ass like that and then turn on a giant fucking dude is behind you. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alice and our good friend Percival. We have found no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. No, it's not at all how it happened. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here in fact. The Telefori are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How are you able to escape the Telefori's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name is Licinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question ever since that night, and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. I was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. That's a weird sentence. I ran past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers, or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. Figured. I just wanted to keep everyone safe, and I didn't know if you were. The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others, though. Wait here. This is everyone. Lucinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with means of heating this place, as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, I'll say? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under that gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Bower? Yes, do as you will. I'm gonna say bower. Why are you being so judgy? It's a cool mouth. Lucinia's inner turmoil is writ plain on her face. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running around, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health. Which I don't know what to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? You betcha. I happen to be a white mage. Where am I going? Oh, that's a bower. I mean, that's a gazebo. There needs to be a kitchen. There's no kitchen. Where's the kitchen, people? Where's the music coming from? Oh, right there. I can treat their frostbite in the ruins, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emmanuel's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? Yeah, let me click on this radio. Can I get some music out of it? No. Sickly refugee. The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Well, here's some alcohol. Warming tinctures? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened, it's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magic that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for a lack of ceruleum. Of course, Cerulia Ingens is full of this stuff. For all of the good it does us, no one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well, yes, never better. Here's some booze. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Really? Ha ha ha, 'twas a joke. A joke, ha 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 ha. Okay, if I laugh, 'tis that I may weep. So said the poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live as puppets or flesh. First came the war, Then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. And a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital, razed to the ground from the rubble. Rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finally caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly toward the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. Not a coward or survivor. What do you want? Here, some Jameson. A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. This is a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it? We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore. Sourced from Locus Ominous? It is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home Beyond the Horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Ominous. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Hate to break it to you, buddy. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. That's not good. I need to, like... I can't do that button. Can't do that button. T? Make it T. Let me do that real quick. System. Is it system? It's not system. Keybinds. Nope. Alright. Is there a sprint? Nope. I don't want to do this. Well, what hotbar button is this? I'll do this later. I don't know what this stream will deal with it. What's that? Aviation Gen. So this is what you gave the others? Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in Laturum? I saw Legatus Vergilius troops heading towards the Magna Glacius a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it? And Vergilia and her men are there now? So how did you reach the Magnus Glacius? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships? Then there might be a way to... Lucinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? Who's in there? A voice from inside, you say. You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby almosti has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. Who's in there? If you're minded to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there. People whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we've had to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? Well, only enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp, if the other still stands, that is. Oh, I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. I want to say... I want to say it. I want to call it out, but I'm gonna say it. Oh yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However, you decide to head there, please be careful. Alright. I didn't make it. Dang it. You discovered a new location. Can I walk under here? Snap. How is that hard to see? It's right there. She thought it was a baby honesty. Oh. Little trees. Who goes there? How did you find us? What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes thought they'd come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot now. The capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming. Oh, come on. That's the way you want to be. Don't know who you fucking with. I'm the champion of Eorzea. You gone. Where's my chocobo? Take that. And that. Guess I'm taking the ceruleum. There you are. Did she follow me? Oh. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. No, she's trying to get rid of y'all so you can get to whoever's in that house. So this is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you. Who are you? What happened to the guards? I beat their heads in. Is Eorzeans and rebels have here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any gosh darn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess. None of you are Garleans. You were brought here from other lands. Garabania, Yanxia, Bastia, Dalmasca, to name a few. Some dragged here against our will. Others fed bullocks about a better life. All put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly at the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is ceruleum, Ingens. Still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? Ha, wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. What with the city in ruins, we take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later, and though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all of our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrel full. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skills we've acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. As long as they're needed for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get it, even if Garlemald, as we know it, is gone for good. Gone for good? Regardless of what the Ilsbard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life would have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Ding! Jarek is amenable to make a deal. So you've come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those purebloods up at Victor Spoils sent you? To turn their enemies for help. They must be desperate than I'd thought. Then again, Licinia got her little sister to think about. Bingo. A sister, but we only saw Licinia and 3 men. Yep. It is possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. Did that person just literally blast through all that? I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange, but I spared them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? I can't for the life of me think of why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. But can we ask about what's after we've delivered the ceruleum? Come, let's hurry back. But we can ask about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come, let's hurry back. Can I just fast travel? complaining about mount speed. I can just go this way. What am I thinking? There are stairs. Whee! You know what's funny? This doesn't have footprints, but the chocobos do. This ain't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphina would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll take a look inside the house. Will you search outside? They can't have gone far. I mean, they're over here still, it looks like. No, they're not. Where is everyone? Where is everybody? Alright. Fat chocobo time. I hardly call these houses. They are just horribly structured. Uh-oh. They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are, waiting in the wings for us to show weakness. Then in you swoop. Here to help? What a rot. All a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles in a bed that was still warm. It's true, Lucinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours, and if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. The medicine ran out, so she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. Clinkling. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. Oh my god. Moron. You invade our homeland, taint it with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlemald should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Lucinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries and theirs. I will join you in the search lab after. Alright, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out here, so that's where we'll start. Footsteps. 2 sets of fresh footprints. Young women, judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. Did they go where? OMG. and forth, back and forth. That way? The troll stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason to look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for the clues. Look for clues. Oh man, I have to make it big enough. That's what she said. Dude, why do I have to do this? Insanely large. Bingo. Oh no. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. The trails of blood lead south, east, west. What? Cuckoo! Are they both dead? The two bodies are already cold. You gotta be shitting me. I'm hearing a baby. Blood trail.
Blood trail.
Okay.
We found one. They were attacked. No. Why? Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it. But Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Sorry. That part was a bit unrealistic. Trying to dig a hole in some frozen earth is really difficult. They must have, I guess, used magic or magitech. I don't see any magitech working around here, though. Wrong person. There must have been something we could have done, but what? Should we have never come? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? No, they're gonna die regardless, because they're dummies. Alphino's resolve may be shaken, but he's not forgotten his duty. We have already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them, someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia, and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. I gotta go back to camp. Yep. I want to go that way. Hold on. I'll try anyway. It's a choo-choo. It's probably the only way to get into it. I'm surprised I didn't get aggro. Holy bananas, Batman. Dang, place is wrecked. Must be underground. Well, so much for that. Hold on. Maybe there's an entrance. Or not. Maybe it's under. Oh, frame rate dropped for a second. What was that? Alice and Alphino tell me that they have finished their preliminary search for the survivors, but refrain from saying much more after that. Clearly, they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask for your accounts?
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvus is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the 1st Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the 3rd Legion's coffers, but the 1st as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the 1st Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Varys spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you. A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Jullus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
the champion of Eorzea.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
A couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
You will be received as an invited guest, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Thancred in particular will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Are you and the children ready? I will explain the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge it as an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate measures. I would expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. Cooperation. Mount up! Yay, there's my cloud. Watch this. Oh, too far. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over that hill, then follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. We're going underground. Children in the lead, I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm Alice, and he's Alphino. And last but not least, there's Percival. Percival? Where have I heard that before? No matter, Alphino and Alice will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being any danger, so you're to run, not saunter run, towards the station. If you even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should my creatures bar the way, we go around them. Oh, man. Ready to make your dash for the station? Alright. So I'm gonna go to... Where are we going? Not the easiest something. We'd better not draw attention. That's the station, I presume. This is it, the first stop, that is. Good. It looks like your friends knew better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you kept to your side of the bargain, we can carry on. North of the station is Regio Domerum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given the chance. Keep close, no wandering off. Understood? Julius knows only too well that danger lurks around every corner. From here, we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen? Aye. They spare their own but slaughter the rest without hesitation. Though we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you're to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. While I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take that chance. With that said, let us proceed. Alright. So I'm going... Where am I going? Oh, just up here, okay. I see why your comrades chose you. Julius, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered, as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we would administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They are beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. Looks like we're not being followed. We'll continue onward. I meant what I said. These people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only out of desire to remain undiscovered, and that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. That's a good one. I like that one. Look at what they have become. Would you still stand there and claim that they have been cured? Those exposed to vast quantity of primal aether may serve. What? Oh, my headphones didn't charge. You gotta be kidding me. Those exposed to a vast quantity of primal aether may suffer severe corruption. Even with the treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you admit it. Now that you have seen this monstrosity for yourself, perhaps you will think twice before speaking of a cure. Well, those guys were corrupt, and all of them are. Man, I don't want it to switch audio because then I think y'all get a ton of feedback, which is obnoxious. Let me see if I can fix my audio. I mean, no one's really watching right now, so we'll just have to do it this way. Ugh. Maybe if I keep it quiet. Speakers. And then we're going to go to... Where are my speakers at? That's odd. They're not in here. Let's do that. And disable performance. We're almost there. You have kept your side of the agreement, so I'll keep mine this way. I'm not hearing any audio. What is going on here? Sound settings. Oh, that's why. What? Something's wrong with my dang. Looks like I'm going to have to restart my computer. So I'm going to have to end this stream right now, and I'll have to be back in a minute.